On today's episode of Homeworthy, we're bringing you an insider look into the glamorous living room designed by Laura Lee Clark for the beautiful Kips Bay Show House in Dallas, Texas. A gorgeous wallpaper covering with pools of cobalt blue and gilded clouds served as the muse for the space. The shimmering fireplace anchors the living room, and contemporary artwork offers a refreshing contrast. Enjoy! You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story. Be sure to visit our website, homeworthy.com, to discover amazing furniture, art, accessories, and more, all handpicked by our editors to help transform your house into a home. All of the items are inspired by the episodes you see here on Homeworthy. Enjoy!
Hi Homeworthy, I'm Laura Lee Clark Falconer, and I'm a designer based in Dallas, and welcome to our Kips Bay Show House room. We're in the living room. This is what I call the Cano Garden, which is based off of our beautiful hand-painted wall covering by Gracie Studio. It really inspired the space. It has beautiful pools of cobalt blue and gilded clouds and colorful peacocks and flowering cherry blossoms. So it has a lot of beautiful things happening, and it is a wonderful traditional backdrop, I think, for our contemporary art that we acquired for the space. So something else that I'd really like for you to see is our beautiful cast glass fireplace. It was made in New York by Stephen Cavallo, and it's cast glass with silvering on the back side, which gives it just a bit of shimmer. I think it's so classic, but yet kind of a modern touch as well. So that was one of the highlights, I think, of the room. One of our challenges I felt that we had is that we have 8-foot ceilings. So it's always a challenge to try to stretch that and make the room feel bigger. But we used a high gloss lacquer on the ceiling, and it really just reflects everything beautifully. Something else that we did was we took the draperies up as high as we possibly could so that the windows appear to go up to the ceiling as well. So I think we really had a successful transformation of the room. And I would say the fireplace is probably one of the biggest architectural transformations that we made. I also want you to notice the Hans Wegner chairs. These are mid-century modern designs, and our Robert Quo drum stool in between. We also have a beautiful rug that was produced by J.D. Staron. It's silk on a jute background, and the texture is just amazing. One of my favorite designers, Jan Showers, has given us this beautiful Maryland sofa, which came from her collection. And we used what I'll call a rosé mohair on it, which we think is very elegant and fun. And the mirror that we've perched above that beautiful sofa is an Achilles Salvagni mirror. It's very special contemporary design, and it's one of a limited edition. We also, along with the ceiling, wanted to make sure that our light fixture did not come down too low and impose on our space. So we did a fixture from Urban Electric that hugs the ceiling tightly, but also adds a lot of interest. Something else I think very special about the space, and this was one of the first things that I found, was this Philip and Kelvin Laverne coffee table. So it's another mid-century design, and Philip and Kelvin Laverne would take their pieces that are made out of bronze, they would bury them in the soil, and then the minerals from the soil would create this incredible patina. So you get lots of different variations of colors, which, if you'll notice this foliage pattern, it really ties in so well with our scheme and with the flowering blossoms on our wallpaper. So it was really just a beautiful tie-in. And the coffee table was one of the very first things that I found for the space. So I loved how that really is accented by everything else. something else that I think is very special about this space is our custom banquette. It was designed based on a vintage Vladimir Kagan design. And we had it custom made just to fit our little corner of the room. And we used contrasting fabrics to add a little interest. So we have a wonderful little inviting spot over there for you to sit and enjoy the space. So when starting the design process, one of the first things I like to do, especially with a show house environment, is come up with something that really gets us excited about the room. And that is, for this room, the Gracie wall covering. It's a beautiful hand-painted wall covering, and we selected that, and coming from that, we start to develop our scheme and bring together all of our fabrics and textures and layering in the rug and all of the different furnishings. And one of my favorite parts of the room, I would say, is how we layered in the contemporary art on top of this beautiful traditional wall covering pattern. So one of the things that I love most about our room, I feel like we were very fortunate to have a room with so many windows, and in the morning when the sun comes in, it's just amazing, the sunlight. And it's been great to see how the room changes throughout the day and the moods, but in the morning it's really special as the sunlight comes in. And part of the thinking regarding our bar was that it not be just a traditional bar cart. We thought that tea was really a bit more elegant and maybe would be more of a room that you would use in the morning. So one of the most interesting pieces I think that really should be highlighted in our space is this beautiful 19th century Chinese porcelain charger, which is set into a gilded bronze base. I just feel like it was really the perfect little accent to make our room have the elegance that I was looking for. So I was really excited that the room already came with these bookshelves. We loved bringing the wall covering into the back of the bookshelves so that it continued our look all the way through the space. And I would say one of our last things that we like to do to finalize our design is accessories. A lot of thought was given to what would make sense with our wall covering and the colors and the shapes, and we didn't really want to detract from the wall covering, but we brought in some beautiful contemporary bronze pieces, and then we layered in some antique vessels, porcelain pieces, and some books to just really give it a lot of interest and texture.
Thanks for watching. Go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content and shopping guides.